G'day guys, Duckville here. Welcome to another SC2 broadcast of some high-level players. As you can see here today, we will be having a look at RenieHouR, the red Protoss down here in the bottom left corner of Xel'Naga Caverns. Famous player. Well, not hugely famous. He's not boxer, but he's definitely a very good player, as he was featured in the GSL last season. Unfortunately, he didn't actually qualify for this season's GSL, but I think he was off playing, if I read the TL forums correctly, he was actually off playing Civilization 5 or some random crap like that. I don't know, perhaps some people were just trolling. Either way, he is not actually in GSL Season 2. But his opponent here, up in the top right corner of Xel'Naga Caverns, is none other than SKit. I say none other, but I actually have no idea who this dude is. He actually is really doing well on the Korean ladder and the world ladder. In fact, he's up in the top 500 in the world. So he's definitely a good player, and hopefully we'll see some interesting PvT strategies here today between these two players. So far, nothing interesting will be happening between these two. They've both gone for a generally pretty standard sort of build, grabbing the racks there. This is obviously post the barracks after supply depot patch, so just be aware that this is after that particular patch. The Reapers have got their little nerf there to the speed bonus, and yeah, the racks after Supply Depot, which is providing some very interesting strategies these days on the forums, and actually in some of the replays that I've actually seen. So, but it doesn't look like we'll be seeing any of that today. But so far, RenieHouR is sending out his first scouting probe. He's going to check out what's happening. Probably going to drop by the Xel'Naga watchtower here or not. He's just going to leave that one go. Skit is now finally sending out his SCV, but he is also grabbing a Marine to make sure he can try and actually snipe off this probe from RenieHouR. And that Marine is probably going to just pop out in time to start getting onto that probe. As we can see, bam, there we go. He's come out here. He's probably going to have to evacuate there, but he will see the tech lab go down from Skit, so he's going to know that there might be a couple of tech lab units coming out, and I believe he did actually see the second racks. Yeah, he saw the second racks there, so we are going to be probably seeing some sort of counter there. As most of you guys would know, generally in SC2 Protoss is the reactionary race. They would generally try and counter what you're doing against the opponent by getting out the particular counters in the game. RenieHouR is sending the probe in, trying to actually get in there and scout what is happening a bit further. He does see the racks. It is now done, but he doesn't really see too much more than that, because quite frankly nothing else has happened from Skit just at the moment. We aren't really seeing too much here just yet from RenieHouR either. I would suspect he's probably going to get some tech now. There it is. We're grabbing a Twilight Council. So he's probably going to grab some Zealot legs, I would presume, on this particular map. Because this isn't a massively awesome map for Blink Stalkers, but they definitely are useful. But I don't know, I'm just sort of suspecting that we'll see some charge coming out. But let's see what happens here. Looks like Skit's going to have a little push here with these guys over here, just to perhaps poke in and see what damage he can cause against RenieHouR. This is something which a lot of players still, especially for the new guys who might be watching, this is something which you really should try and incorporate into your play, is actually just sending in a really small scouting force initially, just to poke in and see what damage you can cause, because as you can see here, they might be able to take out this Zealot, but no, they're going to let that one go, because RenieHouR's got this standard sort of the Protoss version of a 1-1-1, which is the Zealot Stalker and the Sentry, so he's going to be well equipped to defend that initial poke. But it looks as if Skit's going to come in here and actually bring in 2 Marauders this time and 2 Marines, so he might actually have a decent force, but the Sentry is here to try and block off the units, as he does there. Great little move there. But as you can see, the other benefit of this little poke attack that Skit was doing is it gives you the freedom to actually get the command center down at the natural with no fuss from the Protoss at all. So we're going to see, we've got a couple more gates going up from Skit, and he is going to try and push in here at the front. There are 2 sentries now, so there's definitely enough force field to make sure that he can cut off the units, or perhaps just block them out completely. But he's not going to give that another shot, and he's going to run away. So we've got a third racks going down from Skit, and a factory is almost done as well. We are not sure what we're going to see here. This is either going to be a very sort of a nice mix between the bio and the mech units, or perhaps he's going to do just a standard sort of macro game here and try and actually take this natural and keep it secure. This particular map is very interesting for your third. As you can see, it's difficult to get a third really and sort of keep it secure for the most part. RenieHouR is coming in here. He's going to put down some some pylons, sorry, just around the map, just so he can use these for extra warp ins here. Once he does have the warp gate tech, which is now done, the warp gates are up and running. He's going to warp in some zealots over here just by the destructible rocks. These guys are just going to chill out here and have some rock dinner for a while they just sit there and camp out. As you can see, SKit grabs this one particular pylon here. He's probably thinking to himself, you know, he's a little bit more secure now that he's taken out that pylon. But as we can see, RenieHouR is going to come in with this particular group of units, and he's going to link up with these guys here, and they're probably going to see what they can do in the Terra base. We're probably going to see a bunker. There it is. Bunker coming up from SKit. He's going to try and get that one going. And this is obviously the sort of the counter poke from RenieHouR, just to get his natural up. I would suspect he's probably not going to try and actually win with this. Whoa, DTs. Sorry about that. I totally missed that, guys. We got DTs on the way, but there is a turret right here from SKit. I believe he actually scanned the Dark Shrine there. Forgot what the name of it was for a minute there. But the DT is going to get into the back here along the mineral line of the command center, and because the turret is not over here to cover, he's going to get in. He gets a couple of SCV kills, but the Marauders and Marines come across just to take him out pretty easily with one scan down. So we're seeing Templar Archives on the way from RenieHouR, so he's going to be moving towards a Templar tech, probably with Storm, to make sure he can handle all of this bioforce that's about to pop out. SKit's a little bit supply blocked just at the moment. As we can see here, he's waiting on this medevac to come out, which he really does need to make sure he can keep all of his bioforces up and running. And we are also seeing a Ghost Academy is on the way here from SKit, so he's going to get the Ghost out. He's going to be sticking with his very heavy bio play, using the Ghost and their EMP to make sure that he can whittle down the Protoss forces. So we're going to have to see what happens here. You would suspect RenieHouR is going to grab the, there he is, he's grabbing the Psionic Storm, and he's going to probably grab the Amulet pretty quickly, because what he want to do is actually grab some High Templar, and perhaps, if he can, use the feedback on the Ghosts to make sure that the Ghosts have no energy for EMP. So we're probably not really seeing too much just at the moment. This is sort of just a bit of a stalemate at the moment, because there is no way that RenieHouR can actually push in through this very heavy force at the front door, but there is also no way that that SKit is going to be able to get past this unchecked. So we're probably just going to see some more teching and some more macro going on at the moment here. Interesting to see he's sort of just on the correct probe saturation here, and this one actually at the main for a while was quite low on probes. I noticed that before, but it looks as if the income has caught up for RenieHouR there. He's going to be sitting there on about 1,000 income, and he is going to have just over 400 gas coming in, so he's going to be able to get those Templar coming through pretty quickly, as we'll see here. So SKit's decided to float this Rax around. This guy is just going to be like the Goodyear blimp, just floating around, scouting out what is going on across the map. The bunker has been salvaged there, getting the money back, which is a really awesome tactic for Terrans. Always make sure you try and salvage your bunker, because it's really useful to have that particular ability available. And we can see here that these Templar have been warped in. They're getting up there on their energy. They're probably going to get ready for some Storms when they can, and RenieHouR is going to take out his destructible rocks. And he's going to be grabbing an observer just so he can keep an eye on what's happening on the map. And there it is. The Amulet is almost done as well. Now, on SKit's side, not really sure what we're seeing from SKit just at the moment. He's sort of equaled up on the income, but doesn't look as if he's really done too much with his tech. He's going to stick with this Bioball, and there is a Raven here as well to make sure he can detect and probably put down a point defense drone as well, and 2 Ghosts included in this force here. And what he's going to do is try and scout in and actually see where the Templar are. Then he's going to try and actually hit them with the EMP. At minimum, SKit really needs to hit the High Templar to make sure that he can get the energy out of the High Templar to make sure that they do not storm. And there we go. One storm used up. A couple of Marauders just underneath the factory, I believe that one was. And so one storm actually got wasted there. I would say that was a bit of a waste, given that he was a bit behind, but there we go, the EMP, the battle is on. We've got some storms going up on the back. One of the Templar did have enough energy for a storm, puts it down. None of these units are really going to get away. I would suspect some great force fields by RenieHouR here. He's trapped all of these units in. The Zealots do die though, given that the Marauders do have a lot of damage that they are putting out there. Immortal, great tech switch here from RenieHouR. He's got the Immortal out, going to be using that to handle these Marauders, given that there are so many of them. Point defense drone stopping all the Stalker attacks, which is really going to help out the Terran forces here. SKit doing a great job of pressuring here with all of his Marauders and keeping them alive as well, while there is still some more forces coming in from SKit. He's going to regroup here in the middle, make sure all of his units are healed up, and perhaps I would suspect get another Ghost on the way, but no Ghost just at the moment. This factory is just hanging out here. He's just chilling out here like the beached whale, not really doing too much. The point defense drone still camping out here, being annoying as well. RenieHouR is going to grab his gold expansion now that he does have a little bit more presence on the map with these Stalkers, and you would suspect that these Marines just coming in here, they're just popping in to say hello, what's happening at this gold expansion. And now that he can see that it is up, he's going to lose his Marine, obviously, and you would suspect this Marauder as well. The charge from the Zealots going off nicely, grabbing those Marauders, and we're going to see SKit as well taking his gold expansion, because this is the difficult part about this map, as I was about to say before, is that grabbing a third can be a little bit difficult depending on how you actually play it. So you can take this one over here, but you will need to get rid of the rocks, which of course does open up another way for the units to get inside. Look at this guy, Rambo SCV, getting inside RenieHouR's base. How did this guy actually get in here? I have no idea, but he's in there. He's scouting out what's happening in RenieHouR's base. As you can see, he's got this SCV just camping out here, and he's going to be just watching what's happening here in the base. RenieHouR is transferring probes. He still hasn't actually noticed this this one SCV just floating around here, checking out what's happening. And we do have, once again, another switch from RenieHouR. He's moved across to Colossi, so he's going to be able to do that high damage to the Bio forces, and it looks as if SKit's going to come in here, try and deny this gold expansion. Some awesome EMPs go down. That, I believe that actually took out all of the Templar. Point defense drone down as well, just nullifying all of the attacks from the Stalkers. They do clean it up, and it looks as if the Colossi did a really great job here of pushing out that particular force. Archon's on the way as well, doing huge AoE damage, doing some great stuff there with the Archons. It's good to see Archons, given how much everybody hates them. But RenieHouR is going to push up ahead and try and actually get rid of as much of this Terran force as he can. Meanwhile, he's probably going to make sure this gold gets up and running, which it does. Some storms going down on all of these Marines and Marauders here. I'm pretty sure that SKit actually has, yeah, he's still got, he had the all the racks set up there to run down to the to RenieHouR's base, and just unfortunate there, just some really great tech switches there from RenieHouR, using the Colossi to his advantage. And in a way as well, he actually had this particular positioning of this base, which was really to his advantage as well, because the Zealots came in, blocked all the Marines and Marauders, while one of the Colossi just sat here and did a whole War of the Worlds wannabe effect up on all of these Marines and Marauders. So great play there from RenieHouR, taking out this particular game, doing a great job with all of his tech and everything, and I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. More replays coming up soon once I get some time. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Cheers.